He was taken to Robben Island. Already there were some of his convicts. Actually, the first lifers to be sentenced to Robben Island were actually what you call the Transvaal 17. But out of that Transvaal 17, 6 of them were sentenced to life.
Okay.
Members.
Okay.
Whose only crime was to heed to Sobukwe's call.
Hi, welcome back to the show. Kalibitso ke Rasemishi Muhlala, and welcome again. Kajekur Buahape, Black Consciousness Leaders, and today we'll be talking about Cde Mangaliso Sobukwe. We have a guest, somebody who's well informed on the matter and the subject, who's going to tell us about Cde Mangaliso Sobukwe. Inale abuti Xola Tyamzashe. I hope that I said it right, but he'll correct me if not. And then he'll be telling us about Mangaliso Sobukwe, his journey, ideology, and the man himself. My brother, how are you?
I'm good. Good, thanks, and you, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to know, maybe tell us first about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
My name is Xola Tyamzashe. I was born in Soweto, in a place called Orlando West.
Okay.
Epiphany. And currently I'm a military veteran.
Okay.
I do documentaries. I'm in the process of writing that talks of my experiences. Late in the 80s, I left the country and for exile and joined the ranks of the Azanian People's Liberation Army, known as APLA in Tanzania. And I went military training in a number of African countries, and this is me.
Okay. I must say though, for a military veteran, you look very young.
I'm over 50.
Is it?
I've got a grandson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't look the age, I must say. Yeah, I must say.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Nah, I'll take it as a compliment because I'm looking at you and I'm like, nah, I won't tanga. And you must be in your late 40s or something like that.
No, actually I'm turning 51 in July.
Okay. No, that's great. Nice to have you here, by the way. Yeah, we called you because we wanted someone who can speak about certain heroes, in black heroes for that matter, who can come and probably explain certain people. And I wanted to know about Cde Mangaliso Sobukwe, and then someone who can probably tell me more about him. From a personal perspective, if possible, and say, who is he? And I think I'm more interested even though in his ideology. And what can you tell me?
Well, my knowledge of Sobukwe actually circled from founder members.
Okay.
That I've interacted with inside the country before I left for exile, and who fortunately planted that seed. And for me, when I talk of Sobukwe, a lot of people speak about Sobukwe, the lawyer, Sobukwe, the politician.
Yes.
For me, I'll talk of Sobukwe, the father of the armed struggle.
Okay.
I argue that without Sobukwe, there would never have been the armed struggle at the time at which it started.
All right.
Hence, I'm saying that without Sobukwe, there would never have been the armed struggle at the time at which it started.
And what does that mean? Well, for instance, maybe looking at something that he's always labeled that he believed that non-violence should always be given a chance.
Remember now, when there'd always been peaceful demonstrations, which is what you refer to of non-violence. But when 1960, the 21st of March, happened, the Positive Action Campaign, as led by Sobukwe. Remember now, this was part of a protracted and unfolding program, which started with a program, Yama Pass Laws, which is what was called, Sobukwe called it a status campaign.
Okay.
it started with the handing over, because now Sobukwe realized that people had to fear. I mean, our people had this fear of being arrested.
Yeah.
You know, in order to end that fear, people need to get arrested.
Yeah.
Once you get arrested, they shouldn't be. But now when Sharpeville happened, that was the end of the peaceful demonstration.
Okay.
You know, that's when now we realized that now here we are, we're planning on a peaceful demonstration and said, no, we want to do away with the pass laws.
Yeah.
And now the state retaliated violently.
With
violence. So now I guess this was when we reached the point where we would throw the violence back at the state now.
Yeah.
So now the fear of prison ended. This is now the birth of the armed struggle. Actually, even before the bannings of the organization, Sobukwe's organization, the PAC, actually had already formed what was called the Africanist Task Force, which was the forebearer to what became Upoko, which was the military wing.
Okay.
So now, Sobukwe, you know, in his speeches, he actually stated that, you know, the Pan Africanist Congress had an ultimate objective, you know, to overthrow white domination.
Okay.
You know, that in a way was a declaration of war.
All right.
You know, to the state. If you tell the Boers that, no, listen, we need to overthrow you, and take over our land back. They took that as an open declaration, so they didn't take that lightly. Yeah. So now, when the 21st of March, remember now, this is he actually made the declaration on the 2nd of August in 1959 at what he called the State of the Nation Address. Okay. You know, where actually I would like to quote him on what he said as he declared that war. You know, on that speech. Yeah. Open quote. Sobukwe says that we are met here today to commemorate our National Heroes Day. This happened actually, it was meant to commemorate the Heroes Day. The Heroes Day in honor of Mzwakhe Limbede. Okay. The founder president of the ANC Youth League. Okay. Yes. You know, so in order to remember now, he died prematurely in 1947. Yeah. You know, Mzwakhe Limbede. So now, as the PAC, we set aside that day, even up to date. We honor. We call it in our calendar. We call that the Heroes Day. Okay. In honor of Mzwakhe Limbede. So. Okay. As I said, he says we are met here to commemorate our National Heroes Day. We are here going down the corridors of time and renewing acquaintance with the heroes of Africa's past. Those men and women who nourished the tree of African freedom and independence with their blood. Yeah. Those great sons and daughters of Africa who died in order that we may be free in the land of our birth. So now he carries on, close quote. So now he says, now listen, we are here to honor the fallen African heroes, the Shakas, the Dinganes, the Cechwayos, your Bambatas, your Mshweshwe, your Yinza. You know, he says, no, we are here to actually pick up your fallen, spears. Yeah. Remember now, this land was not just vast or not contested. There were countless wars of what you'd call wars of resistance. Yeah. So now we realize that...
Or negotiated as the white history would want to tell us.
No, it was not negotiated. Yeah. No, this country was actually taken violently. Our forefathers, our heroes died. They had carrying their spears. Yeah. So now he says, no, we are here to actually to pay tribute to those. But now we are saying that your death was not in vain. So we are taking over. So by the time now, this is 1959. When 1960 happened, now the Positive Action Campaign, you know, the status campaign of the PAC. They said now the first program would actually be to hand over our passes. This was still peaceful. But what happened in Sharpeville, that's when actually now we realized that now this is the end of peaceful demonstration. Now it's time to throw the violence back of the state. Already on the eve, actually, of that march, Sobukwe had already sent out Unana Mahomo, Peter Muludze, including Peter Rabroko. Okay. Out of the country to open outside what you call exile missions. Okay. You know, already now they were already in exile, interacting with the Nkrumahs, with the Nyereres in Tanzania, and said, no, listen, we need bases. Yeah. That's why now already by 1961 actually, we already had people with a group of a number of them are still alive, by the way. General Gumede, who underwent military training in Egypt. The third group underwent military training in the DRC. This was like in 1963. Yeah. But already there were Boko operations inside the country. a number of people. In 1962, we had what the so-called Pan Uprising.
Okay.
Where more than 400 PAC members actually marched on a police station. You know,
that's in Paarl.
In Paarl.
Cape Town.
In Cape Town.
Yeah.
A number of them on the 22nd of November, actually, in 1962.
Okay.
There was that Pan Uprising. Already there were uprisings throughout the country. People were heeding to Sobukwe's call. There was the Pondoland Uprising. There was the Mbashe Uprising. There was the Queenstown Uprising. You know, all these people were heeding to Sobukwe's call. Now, this is what now, Upoko was in action.
Yeah.
There was what was called Upoko. And Upoko already, Abu Sobukwe, as they formed it, Upoko had set a date of 1963, that by 1963 we should be free.
Okay.
So when Sobukwe was arrested, this is the power or the effect that he had. Actually, one of the apartheid ministers, when they defined Sobukwe, they said he had this magnetic effect.
Yeah.
After visiting Sobukwe, now remember now, after serving his term in Stoffberg of 3 years, Sobukwe was sentenced to 3 years.
Yeah.
After serving his term, without even a mock trial this time around.
Yeah.
Remember now, they refused to plead.
Yes.
You know, in the first, when they were arrested on the 21st of March in 1960. So now, after finishing his term, as he was about to be released, without even a mock trial, he was taken straight to Robben Island. He was taken to Robben Island. Already there were some of his comrades. Actually, the first lifers to be sentenced to Robben Island were actually what you call the Transvaal 17. But out of that Transvaal 17, 6 of them were sentenced to life. Were Boko members.
Okay.
Whose only crime was to heed to Sobukwe's call.
I know that most of the time when we speak about these things, we speak about we just class them as black consciousness, but what did Sobukwe believe in? What kind of a South Africa did he actually want to see? When it's easier, and I think it's too vague to say he wanted to see the fall of white domination or authority. But what did that mean to him? What is it that he actually believed in?
You know, when the PAC was formed, there is what you'd call the speeches of Sobukwe, or the basic documents.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk in the basic document, we talk of something that's called the aims and objectives of the PAC. So now you are referring to Sobukwe's ideology. I could simply say that it was Pan Africanism, but that's vague. But now he talks of what it is that we want to achieve. They had a vision.
Yeah.
You know, and these aims, you know, there's as Africanists, we have what you call, when we greet each other, there's an open palm salute. When we say Izwe Lethu.
Yes.
The open palm salute is for the 5 aims and objective. It stands for the 5 aims of the PAC.
I didn't know that.
You know, so now the reasons for the existence of the Pan Africanist Congress, for which Sobukwe led, you know, are found in the constitution of the PAC. One is to rally and unite Africans under the banner of Africanism, you know, into one national front on the basis of African nationalism, you know, and of Africanism. So now these aims are sequential. That's where we start.
Yeah.
You rally the Africans in order, the second aim now, which is to fight and overthrow white domination.
Okay.
You know, and the implementation of the right of self-determination for the African people.
Right.
Once that is done, you do that in order now to create an Africanist socialist democracy. Africanist in the sense that it focuses mostly on the interest of the indigenous, which is the Africans. So it says now the rights of Africans should supersede those of foreign invaders.
Yes.
So we're thinking Africans first. You know, socialist, it says now we were thinking of now workers. No, the rights of workers supersede actually those of owners, and you know, and then in order now democracy. I mean, so with democracy we're talking of like they stated actually that we don't guarantee minority rights.
Yes,
we're talking to, you know, democracy talks of the majority rule.
Yeah.
And now once you have done that, once you have created an Africanist socialist democracy, you do that, you by doing that, you must recognize the primacy rather of the material and spiritual interest of the individual.
Okay.
Remember now, we've got our spirituality.
Yes.
Now we it's not like we believed in nothing. We've got But now, in order, which is now the fifth aim, in order to advance the idea of the Federation of Southern Africa at first, and now in the future now with the aim of uniting the continent. Hence now the PAC, it talks of the United States of Africa.
Yeah.
If you've seen the African flag, the PAC flag, for example.
Okay.
It's a flag of Africa that's got a star in Ghana.
All right. That
star is Ghana. It's in Ghana because now it was in honor of Ghana as the first independent state in Africa.
Oh.
So now, in our explanation, we're saying that the light that was first lit by Nkrumah, it should spread throughout. Hence, Africa. Now that light has got raised that that spread throughout Africa.
I get you.
So that is Sobukwe's ideology.
Okay, I like it because I realized that every one of the organizations had their own way of doing things, and in all the matches that appears, even on the internet, that Sobukwe was there, or all the meetings of PAC, the raising of the hands was always
that's how we salute each other.
Yeah,
and it's a constant reminder. That's why when we greet each other, we don't say good morning. We'll say Izwe Lethu.
Yeah,
that's a constant reminder that now Africa is our land.
Yeah, no, I like that. Let's come back after the show because I'm sure there's more ideologies that we'll get from you in terms of Robert Sobukwe.